Here at Antarctica, at SeaWorld Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, it is the most exciting time of the year. It is actually chick season. So we started doing the rookery in September, and then we saw eggs in the middle of October, and now we're seeing our first chicks. These guys are actually the first chicks that have been hatched here in the Antarctica habitat. They were hatched about the early part of December, latter part of November, and they are now old enough with this super thick down feathers to be able to come out and live in the Antarctica habitat with the other penguins themselves. So they'll see the adults. They'll eventually get rid of all of these down feathers and get waterproof feathers, and then they'll be able to go for their first swim. One of the really exciting things for us is some of these species, this is the first hatching of them in the MENA region. So we look at chinstraps, adelies, rockhoppers. These are some of the birds that our guests see as adults, but this will be the first time they'll get to see them as chicks. But this is one of the younger chicks, and what we do here in the brooder room is we're keeping them at different temperatures as they grow. We're lowering the heat just like it would be as the chick itself grows. These little chicks right here are a little bit older. They are to the point where they would be standing next to the parents in the natural environment. So what we've simulated is the temperature getting to a point where they're ready to go out into our Antarctica habitat. So in the next couple days, they'll be moved out into a corral where the guests can see them, the other penguins can come around, but they can get used to that lovely 1-degree weather that's in Antarctica. And then once they get all of their waterproof feathers, they will be able to go for their first swim. From the initial time of putting out the incubator, or putting out the rookery in September, all the way through the time in the incubator and the brooder room, and then once the chicks are hatched and in the habitat, the aviculture staff and our animal health staff are focused on these birds. They're looking at them every day. On the chicks themselves, they get weighed a few times a day. They're looking at their physical characteristics, how they're moving around, but these guys get such specialized care throughout their entire life. In addition to our advanced animal lighting system, we work very hard to make sure that we replicate as close as possible to the subantarctic islands where these species are from. So we have 7-degree water, and then we also have 1 degree of air temperature. All of that air is filtered multiple times before it goes through the birds themselves. And then we're changing that light cycle I mentioned throughout the year. So all of those things together, all that technology goes to the fact of taking care of the penguins as best as we can.